What's up guys, not Super Mario here and welcome to today's video. Today we're gonna figure out together what is the purpose of furries. Yes, furries. People who are dressing into animal costumes and dance around or have fun, I guess. I mean, everybody conceptualize and think, or not everybody, I'm not gonna generalize people in general, but a lot of people feel that furries and furry community is weird and they do weird stuff, but that's internet. I think that even though I don't understand why people would do it, because I was never a guy who was interested into putting up a costume and dance around and being freaking sweaty as hell, because I was a mascot and in a few years ago I worked as a mascot. It was hot as hell, even though it was fun times because you could goof around for no reason and people are happy about it. I don't understand it, but they are. But furries are something that internet made into a meme or into something weird, but you do have to understand it's like cosplay. I mean, there's a lot of work put into mascots and making these costumes. It is a lot of work and it's an art form. Yes, the internet made this very sexual thing and a lot of videos don't opposite that that statement, but I'm here to watch a video from Jubilee channel, amazing channel. They always put these communities on spot and find people who are willing to answer questions, and furries are gonna be today on the spot, and I'm very interested and I want to be enlightened, if that's a word. I think it is, what furries actually are, and that I understand them more, because so far I thought them as ridiculous, funny, and at times really, really weird. But maybe this video is gonna switch my opinion on them, and let's begin.
Hi. I'm Bo, and I'm a fursuit maker in the furry fandom, and I'm here to answer questions about the furry community.
Where did it start?
That's one thing that I don't know, but it goes with every single thing. How do you start doing something like that? This is very, very specific, dressing up. But again, it's just another branch of cosplay, in my opinion. Even though people that do cosplay are gonna probably disagree with me, but it kinda is. Maybe it's a bit weirder at times, but it's kind of cosplay, isn't it?
I think I was like 12. I was just browsing YouTube and I saw a bunch of furries dancing and I was like, dang, I want one of those. And so I made one, and I just haven't stopped ever since.
Oh, okay, you just made it. It wasn't like...
Yeah, and now I do it for a living.
I mean, that's awesome. In my opinion, people do not appreciate enough how much work is put into making these costumes. This is not an easy task to do. I mean, people are trying everywhere and they fail miserably. But this guy looks like, I mean, the costume is phenomenal in my opinion, but this is an artwork. There's so much work put into it, not just sewing, but designing, thinking about it, conceptualizing everything about it. It takes time and it takes dedication to make something like that. Do people act weird when they're in them? Yeah, maybe sometimes, but yet again, like I mentioned at the beginning, it's internet's fault, in my opinion. Kinda a meme, even though, yeah, of course, in every single community you've got weirdos. It is what it is, but I like that. I mean, he's making something that he enjoys a lot, but he's making money out of it, which in my opinion is the best way to enjoy life. If you're doing something and if a hobby becomes your work and job, I think that's the best way, because you're happy with what you're doing, you're making money, you're doing what you're excited to do. So I think that's awesome.
My only context around what furries are is from like a CSI episode where there was like furries having kind of like a furry orgy, and then one of them gets hit by a car. But so it's kind of negative and it's strictly sexual. So I guess my first question is being a furry strictly a sexual thing?
I think most people think the same that he does. I did as well when I wasn't thinking about it as much, even though I don't think about it too much, if you know what I mean. But because of the internet, because of the memes, and because of many videos that look really weird, everybody kind of have this agenda or kind of have this opinion on furries that everything about furries is sexual. And even if you look at TV shows, movies, wherever or whenever the furries are mentioned, it's in some kind of way sexualized. Why? Well, internet. It's internet, and it is weird. I mean, I still find it, don't get me wrong, even though I don't mind what they're doing, just do what you want to do until it's illegal. Don't do it if it's illegal. But I find it weird when people dress up into costumes and dance around. I mean, hopefully they're having fun, that it's not something I would do. That's why I find it weird, but I don't mind if they do it. But yeah, it's the problem that most people, well, not most, a lot of people think about this stuff very stereotypical. It's not like that. The majority is not like that. But unfortunately, people think like that, so.
Absolutely not. That is by far the most annoying misconception that everyone always say, is it sexual? Is it a kink? Is it a fetish?
Sexual.
Sexual fetish.
Fetish.
No, but of course there are people who are in it and do that stuff, and that's perfectly fine. People can do whatever they want. People can enjoy themselves. But on a base level, it's just about art, it's just about costumes, and it's just about being yourself. The most irking thing is when people just kind of disregard all of the creative individuals and talented individuals that make this art, make these costumes, and make everything, and just kind of chalk it up to all being a sexual thing. It's like, it's really unfair to say that it's a sexual thing in its entirety, but unfortunately that's how it gets portrayed very often in the media.
Exactly. That's the problem, because people think too stereotypical about every single topic ever in the world. These people who are making costumes or doing cosplay, whatever, they're very talented people. It takes time, it takes resources, it takes a lot of money and time to do something like that. And they're doing everything on their own, which is phenomenal in my opinion. So to disregard something like this as an art form, I think it's not fair, because people do sexualize and connect this only with sexual stuff because of the internet. I mean, it's internet's fault.
Is it mostly just like a form of like creative expression, or is there something deeper going on, like with your interest in the
I
costumes?
think it's probably on lines of both, because as much as it is an amazing way to express yourself, people who have issues with mental health find particular comfort in the furry fandom.
A lot of people who have mental issues are trying to find something or a community that they think they fit in. And I feel, I'm not saying that every single furry has a mental issue, but it is nice to see that people who are having these mental issues find people with the same passion, with the same I don't know, things that they are interested in. I think that's very important, and in a way it helps these people to get over the problems they have. And I think at the end of the day, furries are not harmful at all. If that is something that helps you, yes. But like he said, not every single community has a part of it that is weird, and most of that is always portrayed in the media and exaggerated, and that's the only important part of a community. Like if furries or if some part of furry community is going and doing orgies or whatever, this is a thing that is gonna be portrayed in the media and exaggerated and always talked about all the time, even though it's not the majority of the community, which is a problem about every single thing in this world. If you've got, I don't know, something in basketball happen, I mean, and then people then think, oh my gosh, the whole basketball community, all the basketball players are like that. No, they're not. There are some individuals who are just dumb and stupid, but that doesn't mean that everybody is. But like I said at the beginning, people are very stereotypical, and they don't they don't think enough, and they're not smart enough to think about these topics or this type of stuff, to just be like, I mean, yes, it happened. There's a few people that are just dumb, but doesn't mean that everybody who's associated with a certain thing is like that.
You can be yourself without having people look at your face and judging you. Some people are really self-conscious. Some people are, who knows, they could be going through some stuff. It's so different for every single person, but I feel like a lot of people do just feel really comfortable putting on a costume and expressing themselves and performing, especially in a costume, because maybe they want to perform and they don't feel like they can do so unless they're covering themselves.
I mean, I don't know how furries or any type of putting on a costume helps individuals if they're self-conscious, because you're still hiding yourself to be, I know it helps to be creative and it helps to express yourself, but at the end of the day, I don't think it helps you solve the actual problem of you being self-conscious. Because whenever you get rid of, or you're not a furry at some point, you're going back to what you are, self-conscious person who is afraid to talk to people, or afraid to I don't know, go outside or whatever. And I know it's a safety blanket and it helps you to go outside, but the major problem at its core, it's not solved, because whenever you're done with it, that is it. So it kind of helps you move somewhere, but in my opinion, it doesn't solve the problem, if you know what I mean. I mean, yeah, this video was actually very educational to me. Before this video, I thought about furries more like a weird people who put animal costumes on and they dance around. And I will admit it, I still think it's weird, because it's something that I would never do, because I don't see any fun in it, except the creative part where they make costumes and put a lot of work into the craft they're doing. I think that's phenomenal, and people do not appreciate that part. I don't know why. People are just very, I don't know, blinded by this stereotypical media blasted thing that every single, I don't know, outlet is saying, yeah, very sexual orgies all the time. And yeah, of course, there's a part of this furry community that is like that, of course, because we saw it. I mean, it's on the internet. You can search it yourself. But yeah, I mean, people believe and think about this type of stuff too stereotypical and just want to bash on something that they don't understand. Is this something that can be creative, can bring you jobs, or put you out of your shell? Yes, of course. But like this guy says, he's socially awkward, but this helped him to get out of shell, meet people, meet like-minded people, and I think that is awesome and good. But does it solve the core problem that some people that are furries have, being self-conscious, being socially awkward? I don't know if it does. Maybe at the moment when they are in this furry community and being immersed into all of this, maybe, but when they're done with it and they're going back to their normal everyday life, when they're not a furry, they're still the same person, and they're still socially awkward, they're still self-conscious. So it helps, but it doesn't, because it's not solving your anxiety, your mental problems at its core. Because when you're not a furry, you're not a furry. You're a person who is living in this world and have problems. And if you have problems when you're living your normal life, it's a problem. I don't know if that makes everything reasonable, or if you understand what I'm trying to say, but I don't mind these people. Yes, I find it weird at times, because I would never do something like that, put a costume on and go on an event and dance around, because it's gonna be hot as hell, and that's the only thing I'm thinking about when I had a costume on when I was a mascot for a company. It was crazy. But yeah, I think this video was awesome. Jubilee, I'm gonna leave a link down below because I think they make really good content in my opinion. And yeah, if you found out something new about furries and if this video changed your view on it and it's not as stereotypical as it was before, maybe, I hope this was awesome to you. I don't know what was I trying to say, but yeah, this is gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, share this video all over the place, click that bell icon to get notified when I upload, and I see you next time.